was the most insincere comment you've made, and you've made a lot of insincere comments in your history here on ESPN Wisconsin. I feel great. It's good to be back. Believe it or not, I actually missed you guys, so happy to be here despite the loss last night.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, and it's open for you. We want to hear from you, how you're feeling about the Green Bay Packers after they lost last night to the Detroit Lions. They go to 9-4, and basically, oh wow, that's strong right away.
Boy.
Alex Stroh pressing the buttons. I don't know if that's a reflection of how he feels or
that
if
was an accident, actually.
But the Bonafide Scrub plays. He can't play. Pick a player.
He can't play.
Eric Stokes.
Oh man, we said that before, but he got
can't
exposed.
play.
Way Walker.
He can't play.
Struggles.
All right, well, the call's already coming in, so I want to hear from you guys. But I think we're live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, so catch us there as well. My overarching takeaway is, as we were leading up to this game all week, the trend of the fans and the trend of even myself and how we were all looking at this game was the Packers took care of business and were ascending as a team. The defense that held teams under 20 points. The Jordan Love's passer rating off the bye, 120 plus. And I look forward to hearing optimism, but I feel as if, and I want to hear if fans and you guys, if you disagree with me, I feel like I've come to the realization after the game last night that the Packers just aren't the team that I think they should be. Right? In my head, I am envisioning a team playing more complementary football, not having a first half that, has a Christian Watson fumble and Jordan Love having, 37 yards at half and then having to climb back and battle. Like, it just seems like each week the conversation is trying to piece together who the Green Bay Packers really are. We want to say the identity is physicality and running the football with Josh Jacobs. And then you think about Jordan Love and the contract he signed. Like, he signed that money to go finish a drive and get a touchdown because you need touchdowns to beat the Lions, who consistently play on 4 downs and are doing it recklessly if you think it's reckless, or doing it because it's the identity of the team. I feel sad thinking about them losing to the 4 best teams in the NFC every time they played them and coming to the realization that they're not the team that I thought they were in my head and what they've made them out to be. I don't know what they would have to do the rest of the season before the playoffs to change that in my mind. I guess if they go on a run here, it's not that they don't play like the Vikings. They should take care of the Saints, who aren't good, but that would be another game or of we've seen that before. So I'm walking away and I'm kind of down. Because even though it was a close game and the refs are a part of the story, I don't blame refs, but they're a part of the story. They got 2 short fields. They scored in the red zone, right? You can't knock the Packers for scoring when the Lions don't get it on 4th down on their own 30, and when Goff turns it over to Keyshawn Nixon on that side of the field as well. But despite those 2 big breaks, and despite the breaks that you maybe didn't get from the refs, they still couldn't find a way to get it done. So that seems to be the consistent theme against the really good teams. They're not getting it done. And so they're not the team that I thought they were going to be and ascending to be at this point in the season. 800-990-3776. Let me know how you're feeling.
Earlier this week, before the game was played last night with the Packers and the Lions, I felt like the Packers were like how I was when I would study for an exam. If I did the right study pattern, I could walk into the exam saying, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get the best score in the class. I don't know if I'm going to get an A, but I feel as prepared as I possibly could be for this challenge. I still felt like that last night before the game. I felt like the Packers were playing their best football. I felt like they were prepared. I felt like it was an opportunity that they could go in there and win, and they had done what they needed to do to at least give themselves a chance to win. The reality is, though, no matter how hard you study and how hard you prepare, there are oftentimes other kids in the class that have a higher IQ than you. They're just smarter. They've studied a little bit more. They are inherently smarter than you, and they're going to beat you on the exam. And you might go to the University of Wisconsin. You might go to the University of Michigan, really quality schools, and they're going to go to the Ivy League. That's how I felt like last night. I felt like the Packers were as prepared. They played a good game. They weren't bad. There was just enough that held them back from getting the victory. And as I looked at the Detroit Lions, I looked at the Green Bay Packers, I just concede that the Lions are a better football team than the Green Bay Packers. It's just the plain truth of it. They're the kid with the higher IQ that studies a little bit harder, and they're going to get in the Ivy League school. And the Packers are the guys that have done enough to study. They feel prepared, but they're just not quite at that level. And they're going to go to a really respectable university. They're going to get into the playoffs, but they're just not as good as the top tier NFC teams. They can maybe beat a team like the Detroit Lions, maybe 3 or 4 times out of 10. But what the challenge is going to be
stringing them together.
Because what we're seeing is trends. Every time they play one of these top NFC teams, the Lions, the Vikings, the Eagles, we look back and say, man, it was a close loss. If they just would have done this, if they just would have done that, if he would have stepped up.
And guys, that's my sad realization.
That's a trend. That is a trend that they just consistently don't do enough in the small areas. The guys that they really need to step up, they are good, but not great. And that is what's keeping this team from being collectively great. They're good. They're not great. I'm reminded of that when they play great teams.
800-990-3776. We're going to get to Kyle Wallace's opinion, but we love KBN Nation, so we'll go to you right away. Maybe some optimism, maybe some negative feedback, but it's all open for you. 800-990-3776. Josh in Kenosha, you're up on Kyle Brust-Nortman. Your takeaway.
Hey, guys. I actually want to give the Packers credit for being down but not out. The way that first half went, it seemed like the moment was almost too big, or they let it get to them, especially before the game. That fan got under Matt LaFleur's skin, and I think that permeated throughout the rest of the team with how it started. Now, that said, the second half, they got 2 touchdowns in the first 4 minutes. They got a turnover. They got a stop on 4th down when Campbell, unbeknownst to me why he went for it on his own 30, but they got the stop. They can hang. They just need a couple breaks to go their way, and they win that game. You can blame the refs. You can blame whatever you want, but they're fighters. And I saw them bounce back last night, and I was impressed with that.
So, Josh, I think you make some really good points, but ultimately there was something that he said towards the back end that goes right to where Brad was talking about. Am I wrong? He was kind of like, they just needed a couple breaks. You have to make your own breaks. And they had some things happen good for them that the Lions gave them, and they had to get the stop on 4th down, which they did. They turned Goff over, which was something we all keyed on. If you can get a takeaway from Goff, that would be huge from them. They took advantage of those. But despite that, and despite if you want to blame refs or not, I'm not a blame ref guy. I don't want to do that in this moment, because this is the same thing, the same trend of, here we go again. Got to get a couple of breaks. You got to make your breaks. You got to be the team that is making your own breaks, as hard as that may sound, when it comes to beating really good teams.
Well, you're asking a team with a defense that just does not have the talent to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to make their own breaks. And so that's why I was right there with them. When I talk about the physicality of both these football teams, the Packers, they match them with physicality. They're just not as good as the Detroit Lions. It's simply just that. That's why today, yesterday sucked, and once the field goal got kicked, I was just quiet, and I went in and laid down, got me some water, and relaxed, and got ready to go to bed. Yeah,
it's a very healthy response, Kyle Wallace.
Because at the end of the day,
he's suppressing emotions.
No, it's just we know what this team was going into the season. We were hoping that this team potentially could go to the Super Bowl, right? We felt like we had a quarterback, we felt like we had receivers, we had a roster that was close yet last year in the sense of they almost got to the NFC Championship game and they almost knocked off the San Francisco 49ers. Going into this football season, when we look at the teams that we thought were probably better than the Green Bay Packers, one was going to be the San Francisco 49ers, who right now they're injured, decimated, has some other issues going on. That's not true. We knew it would be the Detroit Lions, and we probably thought the Philadelphia Eagles week 1 was a matchup between 2 evenly matched teams. The Green Bay Packers, even though they lost to the Minnesota Vikings, have beat everybody else on their schedule, right? We found out the Packers are exactly who we thought they were, which is a competitive football team, a good football team, but they are not a Super Bowl ready football team at this moment. They are not a Super Bowl frontrunner football team. The team they lost to yesterday and battled against had some injuries on the defensive side of the ball, but they have a mentality, a physicality, and an identity that allowed them to compete in that game yesterday. The Green Bay Packers tried, but they were not successful, but I'm okay with that, because you know what? Now I know that the Green Bay Packers, when it goes to the playoffs, any given Sunday, Saturday, something to happen. I feel very, very confident about this Green Bay Packers team moving forward, though I got clarity knowing that this team ain't a Super Bowl frontrunner.
Brian in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. What did you see?
I agree with Kyle on the fact that our team is not tough enough. I think Detroit takes everything from their coach. He is a very tough, in-your-face individual, and I don't think Matty LaFleur, or Matty the Mouse, as somebody calls him, is that guy.
Oh, no.
Hey.
The fan got in my head before the game.
Oh, my gosh. She was waiting.
Wow.
Sometimes he's on the sidelines, and he just doesn't look like he is at all prepared for what the defense is putting in front of him.
Brian, we appreciate the call. I just want to keep it rolling here. I love the perspective.
We can't let y'all disrespect Matt LaFleur. The fact that the Packers lose a game against the Lions, they're 9-4 this year.
I was just making fun of the moment. He went into the press conference like
I thought Matty Mouse was
retired,
put to the pasture.
I rose from the dead.
Oh, wow.
You can't jump
Sean
on the
in Germantown, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle Brust-Nortman. What did you see?
Hey, guys, I saw a team who is the youngest team in the league still, and you're right, they're not a top-tier team, but they're not far off. They're 9-4. 4 of their losses have come against teams that have a combined record of 35-5 or whatever it is. So, I think our expectations went through the roof after how they finished last year, but they went with how they played at the end of the year last year. I think we were all thinking that they're just going to continue it into this year, and they're close, but they're just not quite there. And when you're not getting any of the breaks that they, we can talk about officials, but just they're really close, but they're just not quite there. But you get in the playoffs, and who knows? Maybe we start getting some of these breaks. But I think the Lions are clearly the best team in the league. And they're just a tough team to play. I mean, their philosophies, they're, 3rd and 6, and they're just looking to get 4 or 5 yards to use up all 4 downs where, 3rd and 6 for us, we throw the ball, it's incomplete, and we punt. Like, it's just, they're a tough team to play, and they're annoying to play. And, but
that's why they're good.
I think we have to look at a big picture that, we're ascending for the next 5-6 years where the Lions are at their peak right now.
So that's interesting that you say that, Sean. I'd love to get this out early, Strofe, because he kind of mentioned it, right? Like, we heard Jason Wilde yesterday before the game. Like, he's of the opinion that he wouldn't count this team out if they lost and battled with the Lions, which is what they did. But at the same time, he still thinks they're a year away. So I want to know from people right now if this game solidified that in your mind. Are they more of a Super Bowl contender, or are they just 1 year away? I just want to know if people have the same clarity that I feel like we're presenting, the callers are presenting, or if there's a minority out there that still is believing that this team has shown enough to be like, we could make a run, but I believe we're going to make a run. Mike in Hales Corners, 800-990-3776. What did you see?
So a lot like some of the things you guys have already mentioned. One thing records tend to not lie, and 12-1 record in any sport, in professional football, that's rare, really rare. Whoever answered the phone, he mentioned 1 year the Packers might have been 12-1, but that's a heck of a record.
2011 after the Super Bowl, yes.
That's what he said, yeah. So I didn't even remember that exactly, but they're playing about as good a ball as anybody in the NFL, and Packers held their own with them yesterday, even though it wasn't a pretty game. Came down to a last-second field goal to win it. So I'm optimistic. The Lions have had a lot of injuries, but they could even get more injuries. And I think the Packers have room for improvement, especially Jordan Love. He's not playing like Aaron Rodgers did in his peak yet, but, he was sort of doing that last year at the end of the year. Maybe he'll do that again this year. When you hit the playoffs, you never know. So
yeah, and again, every person we hear from is like he could still. He did it last year. Like, but we're not seeing it compound. We're past the point where Jordan Love started showing the signs of like being the guy that we ended up seeing much earlier than where we are at in the season right now. It was against Pittsburgh in like week 7, week 8. We're deep now. We're in week 13 of the NFL. And next thing you know, it's week 14, and you're getting to the point like week 14, 15, or 15, 16, 17 last year was like, all right, he's carving up the Vikings on New Year's Eve. Even against Carolina, even though the defense was bad, he played well. And then against the Bears, he had to play well enough to get them into the playoffs, right? Like all that, but all of the stuff that led to him playing great was happening earlier. And so if they're going to catch fire in the playoffs, Jordan Love needs to be doing that now. And that's where I want to go to the conversation with Jordan Love, because he had a bad first half and the offensive flow wasn't there. But at some point, do we need to put more on the shoulders of Jordan Love and say, hey, I know there was an OPI with Christian Watson, but you have to find a way to lead this team, because kicking field goals against Dan Campbell isn't the way to beat the Detroit Lions. Is that Matt LaFleur? Is that Jordan Love? Is it both? Because if you have that opportunity, you got to go get it when you're down 3 late in the fourth quarter. 800-990-3776. Quite frankly, we're asking you as fans, what did you see last night? What did you learn? What clarity did you come away with? 800-990-3776. Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, taking your calls and texts, reading your comments on YouTube all show long. Put Strophy to work on those phones. He loves it. Next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask.
Very
This is
nutritious.
the last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put two. I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
A monster first half offensively leads the Pack to a win over the Dolphins at Lambeau on Thanksgiving night. And now it's a huge division clash this Thursday against the Lions in Detroit. Here's quarterback Jordan Love after the Miami win.
Since we got back from the bye week, that's been the focus, is playing complementary ball, and I think the last couple games we've been doing that. And obviously it takes everybody.
The 11-1 Detroit Lions hosting the now 9-3 Green Bay Packers. A 7:15 kick on Thursday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Homer here to tell you about Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a faith-based nonprofit that helps thousands of youth every year, many right here in Milwaukee, overcome trauma, suicidal thoughts, and live better lives. For youth who are hurting, who feel lost or abandoned, and families feeling powerless to help them, Rawhide is there to help. They also need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping hurting youth transform their future. Donate to Rawhide Youth Services. Visit rawhide.org/donate.
Who is the Bucks' all-time leading scorer? Where do the Bucks win their only other championship? Which rookie once scored 55 points in a single game? If you know the answers, a shopping spree at the Bucks Pro Shop is on the line.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Join ESPN Milwaukee Friday, December 13th at noon inside the Bucks Pro Shop for Bucks Trivia.
Trivia! Trivia, baby!
Answer the questions right, and a $500 Bucks shopping spree is yours. December 13th at noon at the Bucks Pro Shop. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Gotta get up, I gotta get up, boom. Gotta get up, I gotta get up, boom. Gotta get up, I gotta get up.
800-990-3776. We're hearing from you, KBN Nation there. It's Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, and taking your thoughts and feedback on what you saw from the Green Bay Packers last night. And I'm good going to this right away because I do feel as if we're getting mixed responses of trying to figure out what we believe in.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
I like the optimism.
After last night's loss, do you feel the Packers are a real Super Bowl contender or 1 year away? 42% are saying contenders. 58% are saying 1 year away.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm in the 1 year away category because nerd alert here, right? In statistics, you need a sample size.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk or over to the nerd?
Yes,
nerd.
Over to the nerd, the trading desk of Brad Nerdman over here. In statistics, you need something called a sample size, right? That's when you can get enough quality evidence to prove whatever your point is. Well, we have a sample size now, guys. We have a sample size on this Green Bay Packer football team. We thought that maybe after the end of the year last year, if everyone takes a collective step forward, this team could be a contender, right? That's Jordan Love. That's the run game, wide receivers, everyone on the defense. The reality is there were some steps forward, like the running game. Josh Jacobs, the O-line, step forward. Jordan Love, sort of middle, maybe baby step. Wide receivers, maybe baby step. Defense, man, I'll tell you what, D-line and D-backs outside McKinney, it feels like a step backwards. So you look at this team and you think, is this team capable of making a Super Bowl run? Well, the teams that you're losing to consistently are the teams that you're going to have to play along the way. They haven't proven that they can beat them. They've proven that they're a good to very good team, but they've proven they're not an elite team. They are still 1 year away from that. 1 year away, assuming that collective step forward that we all thought was going to happen this year will actually happen next year. I'm still concerned that there's too many critical holes on the defensive side for me to say, you know what? They're for sure a contender next year, maybe one of the top dogs. They're close. They're not there yet, and that's okay. They're still a young team, younger than they were last year, as our callers pointed out.
800-990-3776. Neil on the north side, your opinion on the defense that Brad was mentioning about taking steps forward.
Hey, look, it's the same thing it's been for the last decade, and we saw it last night. I know we done went out and got another defensive coordinator, but man, we don't got an elite pass rusher. That's the piece that the Packers missing. But the DBs, they held a good enough. But I don't care what zone you draw up. If you get that much time up front, you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a hole in the zone. We sitting here last night. You call a screen pass coming up because the Packers gonna sit back and they're gonna keep everything in front of them. And they got to blitz. When they want some pressure, they got to blitz the ball. And everybody knows it's coming. Packers ain't gave up nothing but the screen pass all year. Yep.
And Neil, I actually think you bring up some really good points because I was listening to Wilde and Tausch, and I thought it was a fascinating conversation about the defense, right? The Jeff Hafley idea that was sold to us isn't untrue. He's playing more aggressive in how the players individually play. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's more aggressive in his blitzing, right? He's not a huge blitz guy. Even when a defensive end doesn't go, he'll send somebody different, and it's only 4 going. You're not going to see 5 go a lot. And what you saw is it's not the same scheme at all. But how many times did you see Sam Laporta and Jamison Williams go over the middle of the field and Jared Goff get it out of his hand quick, and it's like, oh, wow, they're just kind of just marching down the field, periodically, just same way. It never felt as if the Packers defense made them have to change how they were beating them. I would have loved if they sat in the middle and said, hey, make these Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams, one's a speed guy, one's a route running catch machine in Amon-Ra. I would love to see Jared Goff throw it sideline to sideline across the numbers, 10 yards plus, make somebody make a contested catch on the outside. Everything was in the middle of the field, and they just dominated that portion of the area. And so to Neil's point, it did feel like the same Packers defense, despite it being different schemes. It felt like the opportunities that the Packers defense are giving offenses has been what we've been seeing over the last decade.
I mean, we know the defense is a problem, right? The defense is a big issue, and we're starting really to figure out exactly where that issue is coming from. But overall, when we look at this football team, the defense is the reason why this team is not a legitimate contender, right? But when you ask the question, are they contenders, or you think that they're not going to have a chance, I think it's crazy not to think that this team doesn't actually have a chance to sneak up on somebody, right? It's not out the realm of possibility based off the way that this offense can play, that they can hang with anybody in the NFL, that they can actually make a run. You guys are acting as if you're acting as if the Packers cannot beat the Lions, right? You're acting like there's no shot if the Packers played the Lions, they cannot beat the Lions. You're acting as if the Packers played against the Eagles, they cannot beat the Eagles. Do the Packers have to play a clean
said. Brad and I have said
no one's saying they can't.
Well, then how can they not be contenders?
Listen, we have said that they can't be contenders because they can't rip off 4 straight games of beating quality teams when in 4 games this year, they haven't been able to beat one of them. So you're asking them to flip the inverse of their record in the toughest time of the year?
Well, and I would ask you, what about the Packers play convinces you that they can do that they can be a contender? Because if you say they are a contender, the proving it, beyond a reasonable doubt proving it is on the person that says, yes, they can win a Super Bowl, because until you see that, you can't make the conclusion that they can.
Offensively, what I like with the Green Bay
Packers, or that
Packers,
they should be considered that,
what I like overall with the Green Bay Packers is offensively, they find a way to still put up points. Yesterday, they struggled in the first half because they could not stop the pass rush, and they made adjustments at halftime, even though I feel like that was a little bit too late. They made adjustments at halftime, and they were able to execute, right? They were able to score touchdowns, right? They got in the red zone for the most part and scored a lot of touchdowns when they got in the red zone. They got the interception to turn that interception not into 3 points, they turned it into 7 points. They stopped them on 4th down, they turned it not into 3 points, they turned it into 7 points, right? That is a sign of a good football team. That's a sign of a good offense as well. And so overall, when I look at this football team, I look at Matt LaFleur, I look at Jordan Love. You guys are more down on Jordan Love than I am. Could he have played better yesterday? Yeah. But the response that this football team had out of the third quarter, not just offensively, but defensively as well, showed me that they have a little bit of an edge and they have some attitude. Yesterday, it just simply came down to the Detroit Lions are a better football team and a more gritty football team. But at the end of the day, it only takes one game for somebody to change the momentum like a Jair Alexander did against the Cowboys. Were the Cowboys as bad as what they were, letting us drop almost 50 points on them last year in the wild card round? Absolutely not. But the Packers were able to grab momentum early by putting up points early and put them down and put the Cowboys in a panic mode. If you can do the exact same thing like against the Lions or against the Eagles, then you can win those football games.
But you got to get by the first round of the playoffs before you can even get to that.
Who's the first round?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
but Kyle, last year the Packers did beat the Lions and the Chiefs in consecutive weeks. Those are 2 signature wins that this current team hasn't given us so far this year.
I still feel confident that this football team is much better than what they were last year. I'm telling you, again, I came away with so much clarity and understanding who this football team is, but I did not walk away.
You still think they're contenders?
I believe that, yes, the Green Bay Packers can still win a Super Bowl this year. A contender versus front runner are 2 different things. They are not a front runner. There are teams that are ahead of them that I would put more money on to win a Super Bowl, but I'm keeping my bees on, baby, because there is a chance that this team can beat these teams in front of them. The gap is not as large as you guys are making it seem to be.
That's quite a takeaway. Mike and Franklin, you're part of the royal family of Franklin. You're up 800-990-3776. What did you see?
All right, fellas. Good afternoon. I got about 5 real quick points here. the Packers are a Super Bowl contender. I hate to disagree with Brad, but I've been watching football a long time. Detroit's not the smart kids in class. The Packers are right there. For one thing, Dan Campbell's an idiot, and he showed that in the San Francisco game last year. All he had to do was run the ball and kick field goals. Detroit's going to the Super Bowl. Didn't do it. He did it his way, and look what happened. They lost. Second thing, another point I was going to make is Jacobs. All they had to do was run the ball with Jacobs because that Detroit line was, beat up and they were hurting. Love played just kind of, not so great in the first half. The second, he played a half of football, and they're within 3 points. So Detroit doesn't want the Packers in the playoffs, I'll guarantee you, because the third time around, we're going to take them.
Appreciate the call, Mike.
In quick Franklin. 5 points, Mike. Woo!
I actually agree with Mike that I don't think the Lions want to see the Packers again.
Well, then what the heck? Then that means if a team is not afraid, but they're like, damn, when we play this football team, we know it's going to be a battle.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Well, then that right there should make the Packers a contender. If you know you have an opportunity to beat a top team in the NFC, that means you are a contender.
But it's still
not a pretender.
You are amazing to me. Your brain is amazing. He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Bruss alongside Brad Nortman. Kyle, when Brad says something that he agrees with, he'd be like, yeah, why wouldn't I agree with Brad? He played in the NFL. Brad saying some really smart things. Kyle's fan brain is on today. Brad doesn't know what he's talking about. 800-990-3776.
Make sure he know what it is.
Okay. Alex Strouf's running the show. We got. I want to take these other calls on the other side, and I also want to further my Josh Jacobs game log statistics and losses. Because the trend continues when the Packers lost and what Josh Jacobs does in their games that they lose. 800-990-3776. Sean, Ricardo, others, you're up next, as well as the Josh Jacobs stat of the day. Kyle Bruston Nortman. More next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Brad was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, but I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. When you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. 'Tis the season for celebrating at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Join them this holiday season for special events to get you in the festive mood. From a spectacular brunch with Santa to the holiday marketplace and one-of-a-kind dinner and a show experiences, St. Kate has a celebration happening nearly every week through the holiday season. Make a night of it and extend the experience by booking an overnight stay at St. Kate. Special packages are now available. Celebrate the holidays with St. Kate. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com/holidays. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here with Brad Nortman, and we've got a holiday deal from Quintessa Aesthetic Center that you don't want to miss.
That's right, Jen. The holidays are coming up fast, and if you're looking for the perfect gift for that special woman in your life, or maybe you're interested in checking out Quintessa for yourself, we've got you covered.
Now, through December 20th, for every $100 gift card you buy, you'll get a $20 bonus card. It's a once-a-year deal to make her holiday unforgettable or treat yourself.
Visit myquintessa.com today to grab this special offer.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
nope. My phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. For a limited time, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Seems like gift season kind of snuck up on us, but Fleet Farm's ready to help. For the griller on your list, the Pit Boss Sportsman 500 pellet grill is now $249.99. For the pizza lover, the Biaggia Pizza Oven is just $79.99. Plus, Milwaukee deal days are happening all week long. So save on the hottest Milwaukee tools, like the M12 2-tool combo kit for just $99. Stop in soon and wrap up your gift list at Fleet Farm, home of the best prices, guaranteed.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I need a dollar, that's what I need.
It's not a Victory Friday.
That's what
It is a Clarity Friday, at least to some of us, about who the Green Bay Packers really are. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Doofus, Alex Stroh running the show in his Wisconsin Marquette, half Marquette, half Wisconsin shirt. You can see that on YouTube. The ultimate look at me move, which I respect. We're not so different, you and I. I just wish you knew Austin Powers. Let's go to Sean in Beaver Dam, 800-990-3776. Is this team a Super Bowl contender or 1 year away?
Hey, gentlemen, my first call back since I was banned for not agreeing that the Packers would pound on the Bears. But anyways.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I think there's enough proof of concept that the Packers, you've run down the teams that they just barely lost to. Yep, I get it. And, yes, they are good teams. Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota. But I think, as competitors, and I could have played tennis at the UW. Trust me. Anyways.
That's a shot at Homer.
I actually, when I barely lost to a competitor, I knew damn well the next time I played him, I was going to beat him, and so I think LaFleur has enough that he can go through the game footage and be like, if we had this, they're close. And it's not stuff that they haven't done before. It's just, like the fumble, little things that they can clean up. And I do consider them a contender. They can do it. Now, obviously, they've got to put it all together and do it, but anyways, my first call back, I just wanted to say hi, guys.
You're not banned. Thank you for the call, Sean, in Beaver Dam.
Yeah, y'all was wilding out, banning people, and now
Well, he said they're going to blow them out. They got a fingertip on it and won, so maybe it was a rightful band.
I think there's something about this. Can the Packers win a Super Bowl? And, is it likely that they're a contender? Because, yes, anything's possible. They play these teams close enough that we look at them and say, yeah, they can beat the Lions. But if they play the Lions 10 times, how many times the Packers win?
Ain't got to play them 10 times.
I'm just saying, probability speaking.
That's cool.
What, 3 times?
Cool.
So you have to play, your best game to, hit that improbability.
My biggest thing is what Brad keeps bringing up is – what evidence have they shown you to tell you that they can do what you think in their mind that they can do? Because today is the day where I've continued to get the evidence of who they are in these games, and sooner or later you can be like, he just mentioned, you got to clean up the Christian Watson fumble. Whatever it is, it's happening to this team. It was penalties. They're not playing good, clean, complimentary football that they need to play to win the games against the top opponents. That's just a fact.
And to further that real quickly, yes, they can do it, but they have to start doing something they are not currently doing, because what their current formula is, how they're currently playing against these teams, it's not good enough. So yes, we all agree this Packer team is good. They're maybe very good, but to play elite and to beat elite teams, they have to do something they are currently not doing. So I want to know what evidence that you have that you think they can do that.
Well, Jesse chimes in.
Our Jesse?
Not Jesse Nelson. I would not say his voice today, although you might be able to listen to him if he's working late for the Badgers volleyball second round. Of course. That's on this station, too, I believe. 94.5 ESPN and 100.5
Look at him working
ESPN.
late on a Friday night.
How about that?
They get the content schedule right, Strophy?
It is. It is.
I'm impressed, Benny. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah,
With the
believe it or
Bucks
not-
playing the Celtics tonight, that's on TMJ. So you get ESPN Wisconsin. All three stations you're hearing us on right now, you will hear Badgers versus Georgia Tech beginning, I believe, at 6:30.
6:30, Jesse Nelson's voice on the call. Somehow Jesse did make it on the show. But Jesse, who we sent beads to, our Super Bowl beads. What's up, fellas? I'm keeping my Super Bowl beads on. I'll tell you what, though. Dan Campbell makes those calls in the playoffs, and the Lions will get bounced. That's the big takeaway. I think the big takeaway is because it worked against the Packers, it's not going to work later on. But it's who they are, and it's not going to change.
Yeah, it's not going to change. And I just want to think about what Dan Campbell had to do to change the culture of the Lions. The Lions were a laughingstock for 50 years. So I get it. It's risky. It might be reckless sometimes on what he does as far as fourth downs and taking risks. But he needed to do that in order to get them to where they are now. There's no Detroit Lions as we know them today without that risky, hyper-aggressive play call. So you can't really separate the two. They're gonna roll with it, and they're gonna win, or they're gonna die by that kind of recklessness or aggressiveness. Some might call it.
Nate on the north side of Madison has a question for B-Rad.
Let's hear it.
I don't know who that is. I know a Bradford. I know a Bradley.
I kind of like B-Rad. It's another persona on the air. Shoot at your boy B-Rad right here.
Have the Packers played their best football yet?
They have not played their best football from a total team standpoint. So I agree with that.
So my follow-up would then be, do you see them trending towards playing better than they've played all year in this last half of the regular season?
They're trending toward playing better football. You can see that against the San Francisco 49ers, the Miami Dolphins. And look, they didn't play bad yesterday. I thought they played pretty good. They just didn't do enough to play and beat an elite team. So yes, when you're talking about can they be a contender? Can they win the Super Bowl? Well, if they turn it on and take a stride and a step that they took last year, then yeah, they can be really dangerous. But they haven't done it all game this year, and we've been through this is the 13 games they've played. At this point, like I said, this point last year, they were still struggling with some teams, but they haven't played it yet. But there are certain holes that I don't see how they get fixed. I don't see how the D-line gets better.
Not happening.
I don't see how the defensive backs get better.
Well, I mean,
maybe
if you get a healthy defensive backfield, it's much better.
But Evan Williams Bullard might be out for the season now, depending on his knee injury. Yeah. So there are certain holes that I just look at and say, I don't know how you fix this. Offense could be as potent as anybody in the NFL, as anybody. But on defense, I don't see how those holes are fixed this season, which
they're not going to get fixed.
Me.
I'm telling you this right now. They're not going to get fixed. The defense is just not good enough, man. So I'm not hoping for the defense to get better. I told y'all earlier this year is the only way the Green Bay Packers are going to be able to win football games with their defense is if the defense forces turnovers. Do not expect the defense to get off the field on third downs. Do not expect the defense to win first and second down, because the biggest issue we had yesterday is the fact that by the time the Lions got to third down, it was always third and manageable. When you are third and manageable, it opens up the playbook, especially for a football team that went in with the mentality that we're going to win this football team with our offense, so they're going to be aggressive. So they can go from 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and try to get to 4th and 1, 4th and inches, 4th and 2. Then they say, oh, we got to play in our playbook that we're going to be able to play that. The Green Bay Packers have the inability against really elite football teams to be able to win first and second down, and that's just a matter of fact. The only way you can counter that is if you can force turnovers. That's why the Green Bay Packers' only hope in the playoffs defensively is they can give the offense of the Packers and Jordan Love extra possessions in good field position. If they do not do that,
tough way to sustain wins.
It's the only way with this defense, though. That is the only way the defense can be good.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that is a tough way to sustain consistent winning.
And so that is the only way that the Packers defense can assist the Packers offense is by forcing turnovers, because they ain't going to stop teams from scoring points. Good teams.
800-990-3776. Kyle Brusson-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. It's time for the blame game. We're going to do something that we don't know each other's answers. We have to choose what we believe are the top. We'll do top 3 things to blame for the loss. And Strofe, if you want to make a list of 3 things, I haven't heard from you much. I'd love to get you a part of the conversation as well. Who do you blame for the loss? 800-990-3776. We reveal our blind top 3 rankings as Brad tells us how to be well.
Yeah, after a game like this, you gotta, it's a reminder that, you know what? Life goes on, and you can go on feeling a little physically better if you visit my friends at Quintessa Aesthetic Center. That's right. All over southeastern Wisconsin and in Madison, you can visit Quintessa. They are my go-to place when it comes to optimizing my wellness. Guys, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm starting to feel the difference between feeling physically at my best and feeling just okay. Quintessa helps me feel at my best. They have so much in their toolkit to help you feel at your best, whether it be IV drip therapy, hormone therapy. They put you on meal plans, supplements. They've loaded me up with supplements. I am going in the right direction to feel my best. And right now, guys, it's the holiday gifting season. You want to be able to be and give the best gift of all gifts when it comes to this holiday season, and it's perfect for that special woman in your life. It could be your significant other, your wife, your mom, your mother-in-law, whatever. You're guaranteed a smile if you get them a gift card from Quintessa Aesthetic Center. And listen to this. If you purchase a gift card before and through December 20th, for every $100 gift card you buy, you're going to get an extra $20 bonus card. That's right. 100 gets you $120, 300 gets you $360. My math is good there, and you can just totally double down on your gift to Quintessa Aesthetic Center. So don't miss out, because this deal only comes once. It'll make their holiday unforgettable. Feel the gift of being pampered, confident, and completely renewed with Quintessa Aesthetic Center.
Who's to blame? 800-990-3776. Well, you know who we think. You let us know who you think is to blame.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Packers fell to the Lions 34-31 out in the Motor City on a Jake Bates walk-off field goal. A hard-fought back-and-forth game saw both teams trade blows for 4 quarters. Head coach Matt LaFleur disappointed for his guys to come up just short in the end.
It's only a handful of plays that separate these types of games. And like I told our team, I mean, we're going to have to earn the right to potentially come back here. But I'm confident in the resiliency of our group.
The Packers dropped to 9-4 overall and are all but out of the NFC North title picture. They're back in action a week from Sunday night when they visit the Seattle Seahawks.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, El Strofe running the show. Who's to blame for the loss yesterday? Green Bay Packers lose to the Lions 34-31. We each have a list of 3 key reasons as to why the Packers lost. It's part of our blame game. We will start with Brad Nortman, number 3.
All right, guys. I want to have a quick honorable mention of Jordan Love. He didn't make my top 3, but he played good. But to beat a great team, you got to be great, and you got to get a touchdown last drive. Honorable mention is Jordan Love. Number 3, offensive line. Guys, this front 7 for the Lions, they were like mostly backups, but it didn't feel like the offensive line dominated. Felt like they were the one receiving the blows, even in the running game. Not as dominant as I thought. And then for sure in pass blocking, Jordan Love way too pressured. So O-line number 3. Number 2, defensive backs. It just felt like it was so easy to just complete passes. Guys were wide open. Guys that had made no impact ever for the Lions were getting open and scoring touchdowns. When you lose Jair, I get it, that's a big loss. You lose Evan Williams, that's a loss. You lose Bullard, that's a loss. Either way, there's not a lot of depth in the D-backs when they were cooked all night. And finally, this has been one that's all too common, defensive line. I mean, Jared Goff, we know his game plan. If he is comfortable, he will cook you. And that was exactly what it was. Rashawn Gary had 1 sack, but besides that, any blitz was picked up. They're still not winning their one-on-one battles. When Jared Goff has time, he will dissect you. It's exactly what happened. D-line, inability to get pressure, number 1 problem. And they scored points to reflect that.
Yeah, I mean, overall, not a terrible list. I don't like the mention of Jordan Love because even though he was under pressure, it seemed like Jordan Love did a great job in the pocket avoiding the pressure.
Get him,
only
Kyle.
getting sacked 1 time.
Get him,
He's got to be great. He's got to be a top 5 quarterback.
It is what it is.
Get him, Kyle.
For me, overall, number 3, I'm going to start with the guys that look like they should be put in jail, the referees. Put their behinds in jail because they robbed the Green Bay Packers not of a victory, but of some calls there. The Green Bay Packers committed
Brad, classic fan blame.
No,
I hate that.
I hate blaming the referees.
Listen, how often do I come on here blaming the referees for anything? I don't blame the referees for anything.
Often.
But let me be very, very specific here. The Green Bay Packers committed 2 costly penalties. They committed 2 costly penalties. On drive number 1, they had a pass interference inside the end zone on 3rd down, which led to a touchdown. You committed the penalty. You do the crime, you got to do the time, and the time was a touchdown. And then on top of that, Christian Watson, was it pass interference? Yeah, I mean, it was. He didn't mean to. He was trying to run his route, and he ran into him. It looked like he may have run into him on purpose, but that's a pass interference. They threw the flag. You do the crime, you do the time. Now, I expect what happens to us to happen to them. But for the Detroit Lions, they didn't have those same costly penalties like the Green Bay Packers had. And we're talking about a roughing a passer penalty that was missed on on Jordan Love when he got hit in the head. They didn't call it. It is what it is. But the one that irks me is that the drive after we got the pick call on us, that they called
Sammy Laporta.
It was he intentionally ran in Isaiah McDuffie. So instead of it being 3rd and 7, it would have been 2nd and 19 because they would have had to replay that down. And that changes a lot of things, and you can play a little bit different of defense. And that's where my issue is, that the refs in this game, they did not call the penalties, throw the flag that would have had some costly penalties for the Lions. So I'm not saying we didn't commit the crime, but I'm saying the Lions did too, but they didn't have to pay the price like we had to pay the price. So that's why the refs are number 3 for me. Number 2, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, he did not make the adjustments he needed to in the first half. This offense struggled in the first half. They couldn't stop the pass rush, and it's on Matt LaFleur to find ways to counter that, whether it's short passing game, whether it is doing some type of screen plays, but you have to find a way to counter that early. And the number one problem, Brad, you talked about this, you want to blame the defense, I want to blame Goody. Goody is at fault because Goody has not been able to draft the difference makers on defense early. You are supposed to use first-round picks to draft guys that can be game changers. But Devontae Wyatt did not change the game yesterday. Quay Walker did not change the game yesterday. Eric Stokes should have been sitting right next to me on my couch yesterday. That's how bad he played. And so overall, Goody is to blame for that because he has not been able to find a difference maker in the first round when he's drafting defense, and our defense did not step up yesterday. So that's my blame, gang.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time on the sidelines as a defensive back, and I think you and him would have a lot to talk about on sitting on the sideline.
Bro, man, I swear we were out there, bro.
Number 3 for me is the play calling from how the hell does Jaden Reed have 8 catches the last 4 games? 2 catches the last, on average. 0 catches yesterday. 0 catches. The way he started off the season showed me enough of his playmaking ability that he should be a part of the game plan. And this may be I think we're going to find out if this is a Jaden Reed thing or a Matt LaFleur thing. If they're trying to take Jaden Reed away and Matt LaFleur is just saying, all right, that's what they're going to try to do, we'll feed it elsewhere, fine. But to a certain degree, when you're an elite wide receiver, which the Packers are searching for one to sort of pop to be one, the elites still find a way to get it done, even when they're being schemed against. So it's unacceptable for Matt LaFleur to only get Jaden Reed the ball. 8 catches in the last 4 games.
0 touches of the football yesterday. 1 target.
Makes no sense.
No jet sweep or anything like that. No little quick route like he's.
What about quick pass with blockers in front? Let the speed guy do something. They did a bajillion screen passes to Gibbs and Montgomery, even Laporta. Like they didn't. The best part about the Lions' offense is like they do some complicated stuff, but they also simplify the game.
Yeah, he's kicking himself right. And when Matt LaFleur's watching that film, when you go back after the game and everything slows down, like you guys have done at a high level, he's probably like, dang, how the hell did I have that happen? How did Jaden Reed not touch the ball yesterday?
Well, that leads me to number 2, Kyle. Not having a true identity. We've been searching for the identity all year for the Green Bay Packers football team, and in the beginning it was takeaways. Then all the last couple weeks it was the physicality. And this week, what is it? Just a team that was overmatched but still fought hard? We're doing hey, they're a good team. They fought hard. They're 1 year away still. Like, who are the Green Bay Packers? To me, the Green Bay Packers are a team that are a good team that have talent and have a coach that has done it, but it's not all connecting. They're not all singing Kumbaya. They're not playing complimentary football. It hasn't come together for this team. Who are the Green Bay Packers? And to the contrary, you can make fun of Dan Campbell all you want and say it's going to bite him in the playoffs. My man has stones. Stones. I mean, you got to respect it. And if you don't, you can call him stupid. That's fine. I respect it because he said, I'm going to win this damn game. I don't care if people think I'm disrespecting the Packers defense or if they think I'm trying to take the ball away from the Packers so they can't come down and score in 35 seconds. He didn't care. He said, I'm winning this football game. I'm not trusting my defense. I'm trusting the best offense in points per game in the NFL, and he did that. And number 1, 3rd and 4th down defensive efficiency. You You got that one, Strophy? It's a common
We
story.
have the same list.
Do we really?
We're not so different, you and I. Number 3, Matt LaFleur. Number 2, Dan Campbell's Cajones. Number 1, defense.
We're the same.
Oh, wow.
What a surprise.
Wait, what is number 1?
Defense, screens, question mark? Yeah.
I talked about screens a little bit, but 3rd and 4th down D.
What are we doing? I mean, 4 for 5 on 4th down. Look.
7 for 15. Meanwhile, the Packers were 1 and 5 on 3rd down and no 4th down attempts. It just shows the identity difference there as well. And the way I was watching the Packers, I kind of wanted them to start I was rooting for hey, Jordan Love, just pick up a chunk here. Give yourself a chance at a 3rd and 4, and you could run the ball twice. Or have options to go for it on 4th down. It was crazy that I was man, kind of want to have a little Campbell in our lives.
Yeah, and honestly, when you think about those 3rd and 4th downs, it's execution. Because on the 4th downs, they got one play to get this, whatever yard. And they just execute more than the Green Bay Packers. It goes down to identity and imposing your will on the other team.
Strofe, we're so smart, you and I.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, since we both want to talk about Dan Campbell's private parts, I mean, it takes some freaking guts, man, to do what he did last night, especially that final one, that one at the end of the game. And Brad, I know you and I talked about this a little bit off the air. Your takeaway from that was it was a tip of the cap to Love and LaFleur. To be honest with you, I think he makes the same decision if you're playing quarterback.
Oh, wow.
I think he is just that adamant about running the clock out, not giving any offense a chance, win the game, just win the game, end the game, no overtime, no opportunity to lose, end the game. He is as gutsy as they come. It paid off. It didn't pay off last year against San Francisco, but it paid off last night.
So it was a perfect timing of the intermission at the concert I was at last night because it was the whole 4th quarter. It was amazing. I had service. I had
intermission was a whole 4th quarter long.
Yeah, it was the longest intermission ever.
I'm going home.
Well, no, I was in a happy place. I was sitting there enjoying my time watching the game on my phone, and then the second set was awesome. But my point is when I got home, you know what I did?
Hey, was that intermission 90 minutes long?
I think I caught the last 8 minutes of the 4th quarter. Okay, sure. Watched it back in the morning. Anyways, here we are. Guess what I did when I went home after the concert?
Cried like I did. No,
Supremus Maximus. It was awesome. Awesome with the capital A. That's what Palermo's gives you. Screamin' Sicilian, thin and crispy, tavern style, 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese, or the OG Screamin's. And it's a Screamin' Pizza Friday. So if you are looking to win a Palermo's prize pack, now is your time. Alex Strofe, we're going to do caller number 15 for a Screamin' Sicilian pizza prize pack. Could be a pizza cutter, a couple pizza coupons. Who knows? You don't know what you're going to get, and that's the beauty of it because it's always amazing whenever you get something from Palermo. So 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Caller 15 to win a Scream Sicilian Palermo's Pizza Prize Pack. Yes, Strofe? What's up?
Nothing.
Oh, you look like you're going to talk. 800-990-3776. Win some pizza. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Wins, wins, and more wins are waiting to be uncovered at Potawatomi. Get ready to find yours in a winter stash of $300,000 in prizes this December. Play with your rewards card for entries, drawings on 3 thrilling Thursdays. Some seriously big wins are waiting for you. Winter Stash at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nordman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ben Bruss, Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace with the sniffles.
Oh, poor baby.
I keep moving from staying stuffy.
Alex Strofe back from his deathbed.
Oh, poor baby.
I know he didn't just say "po baby" to me.
He sure did.
You said "po baby" to me. Said the man who sat there. I mean, Tommy Hurts. I can't do Green Bay.
I like to be tough. I like to be tough on Strofe, but come on now.
I'm
he was
filling
sick.
up. I would have came to work.
No, you wouldn't have.
Oh, yes, I would have.
Have you ever had food poisoning?
You would have been sent home.
No, I would have said, "Can I get a? Can I be remote? Can I be on VMix?"
But how can you do that?
He can't produce a show.
I don't know if puking on the radio is the best idea.
I've come to work. I shouldn't say this.
I actually think it'd be great content.
I've come to work sick multiple. Back in the day, I may have come and produced a show. I didn't know I was sick.
Kyle, you've sounded sick all week.
No, I didn't. Not until Wednesday. I got a little stuffy on Wednesday.
What's the sickest you ever been on air?
On air? Oh boy. Self-inflicted or a cold, the virus.
Whatever you want to take it with, bud.
I mean, one time I produced a show. I didn't know I had COVID, but while I was doing the show, I started feeling bad. And actually, Max Meyerson, one of our producers here at ESPN Milwaukee, I told him halfway through the show, I said, "Hey, bro, you might want to go home." I said, "You might want to leave. I don't feel too well. You might want to leave."
You sent somebody else home?
That makes zero sense.
He was training. He was training. I can't just leave him here. So I say, "Hey, I don't feel too well."
This is why you stay home when you're sick. You're sending other people home.
I didn't know. I came in. I was like, "Oh, I kind of feel different." I didn't know. Vid was new. It was new. I didn't know I had the vid, but I told him, "You should go home. I'm gonna finish because I don't want to get you sick." So I'm the hero.
Kyle, you are a national treasure.
Yeah, you poor baby.
Yeah, I went to work with COVID. How about you? Not on purpose, though. Not on purpose. I wasn't
Jesse Nelson got the entire ESPN Madison office.
Yeah.
He was the one.
Because he's a hard worker. That's what the hell he is.
No, it's because he went up to the North Woods with his friends. And
he didn't feel well, but he said, "I'm going to work through it because I'm Jesse Nelson. I'm a
he
hard
got
worker."
Greg Scalzo and myself COVID during the 4th of July. So we can...
Let's give Benny some credit. He's powering through today after a big night out.
I'm actually very proud.
Yeah, he's powering through today. Benny, you've said it twice now.
Uh-huh.
You watched the Packer game this morning.
Yeah.
How'd you watch it?
Well, I had watched the first quarter at the bar at Moe's Irish Pub down the road.
Why'd you start with what do you mean, how'd you watch? Ask me the same question.
I watched it on... I recorded it and watched it back.
Okay, ask me that. Ask me the same question.
How'd you watch the game?
I watched it on my TV yesterday on Amazon Prime. Brad, how'd you watch the game?
Watched it on my TV at the Nortman Estate.
I watched it on my phone on Amazon Prime.
Nobody said,
Well, I watched the first quarter here. You didn't watch the game this morning.
Yes, I did. I swear to God. You can literally, I could probably pull up my YouTube TV right now and pull up my library and show you where it's at.
It sounds like you caught a lot of it.
We had the same takeaways, Strofe. You act as if I didn't watch it. You think if I didn't watch it, I'd be saying the exact same things as you, Strofe?
You can read a couple articles, watch some highlights.
You're sick yesterday. I go to a concert, and I still am smarter than you. Still smarter than you. And now you're wearing that damn shirt. Put it on YouTube. He's got a half Wisconsin, half Marquette shirt. Hey, I'm so zany. Look at me, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo. Who's going to rip me? Or Badger fans are going to be like, oh, that's stupid. Marquette fans are going to be like, oh, that's stupid. The attention's on you, Strofe. It's all you, buddy.
Wow, this is called lashing out. He didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
All that? All right. Sheesh.
Don't come over here because a little post-concert fart might have just snuck out and might stink up the studio.
It smells like a baby's diaper.
Wait, have you been doing that all show?
No, it just slipped out.
That stinks.
Getting to our poll on Twitter.
Post-concert.
I'm glad I
What
can't
did
smell.
you eat?
A double cheeseburger before the concert.
Oh, God.
And then a nice Screaming Sicilian with oregano and ranch at like midnight.
Yeah, I'm getting a strange blend of smells.
And if Strofe hit the KBN Sports Desk, this conversation will be Alex Strofe and I and everyone listening. True or false? I slid my desk chair over to you, and I admitted something that I did in the office today.
I mean, this definitely happened, but I don't remember what it was.
There were 3 Racine Danish Kringles out.
Yeah.
And the one that was chocolate on the inside, white frosting.
Oh,
I housed half of it this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's so selfish.
No, I'm glad.
I know,
shared
totally
one
selfish. So I think that's the post-concert
Did you feel,
pastry fart.
Did you feel any sort of remorse, any sort of guilt?
No,
eating all that,
the way I thought of it is you tell me, Brad, a minute on the lips, forever on the hips.
That's
I was
correct.
like, I'm saving people from a minute on the lips, forever on the hips.
I'll take it on the hips, everybody.
To Strophe.
All right, so Maddie Hayes and I, Madison Hayes 24 on Instagram and I are sitting back here. You shortly after you said post-concert fart, something started smelling in here. We have a wall between us.
Okay, maybe it's the sewage then.
No, it kind
There's no way.
It kind of smells like turkey. And Maddie, I don't know what you think, but it smells odd in here.
I think it's Ben's. I think it creeped all the way over here.
If that is me, do you know how proud I would be that it traveled through the walls and the producer glass?
This is the athlete in him sticking out.
Yeah, it's not my fart. I mean, something's lingering bad in here.
Some start to be a little bit strong. I'm starting to smell it.
Okay, if it goes away in 5 minutes, though,
no,
we know.
It smells like boo-boo.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It actually does smell like a diaper we put in the pail.
Literally, I smelled it this morning. This is what it smelled like this morning in a baby's diaper.
Okay, back to the poll on Twitter.
This is a hostile work environment.
Thank gosh I can barely smell.
After last night's loss, do you feel the Packers are real Super Bowl contenders or 1 year away? 45% are walking away as true Super Bowl contenders.
Smart people.
55% say 1 year away. Ross chimes in, new GM away, to be honest.
Oh, wow, that's strong. A little harsh.
That's strong.
Cheesehead chat. Blatant missed calls by the refs possibly changes the outcome of the game. 1 or 2 missed, okay, but there are a bunch of blatant game-changing missed calls.
I agree. I agree.
Jimmy chimes in.
After this, I have a question.
Been 1 year away for 25 years.
Oh, that hurts.
They are really more than 1 year away. They're not progressing. The rest of the good teams caught up and passed them. So a lot of differing opinions. And I did see something that Kyle mentioned on the YouTube chat at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Someone had mentioned that Goody's got to give up on this draft and develop thing on defense.
You got to be able to do it to a certain degree, though. You can't just free agent your whole crew.
I get that. He's basically just pointing out it ain't working right now.
It ain't working. That's for darn sure. I have a question for those who say they're a true contender. So are you in this camp, Kyle? You're saying this team is a true contender?
I don't like the word true. Because true makes it seem like they legitimately are a front runner. They are a team. When you look at the NFC and you say who can win the Super Bowl, teams are pointing at the Green Bay Packers as a team that can get.
I think they're one of. I think they're one of 3 in the NFC, and they are number 3.
That's my question. How many true contenders can there be? By definition, I'd probably say there has to be less than 5 in the whole NFL. For sure, only top 3 in the NFC.
I would say probably 3 per conference. So 6.
So 6, okay.
Because I think you could legitimately make a case in the AFC for the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think in the NFC you can legitimately make a case, for the Lions, the Eagles, and the Packers. And maybe my bias is sneaking through there.
No, most people look at Sam Darnold, they look at Jordan Love, and it goes down to the quarterback that kind of breaks
So
that draw.
here's the issue I'm having, fellas, and I don't know if you've gone into as big of nerd mode as I have, but it's now looking like the Packers can't get the 5 seed. Like, it's going to be the 6 seed, which means likely if they win their wild card game, whether that be at Seattle, at Tampa Bay, at Atlanta, whoever, their following 2 games then, if they were to win, would be divisional round at Detroit, championship round at Philly.
Bring it on.
That's a scary round.
This is why.
But that's the false bring it on. Like, that's exciting for you, and it's exciting for everyone because it's an opportunity, but you're looking so far ahead.
Well, and this is why you want to win the division. There's nothing easy about the wild card route. You go on the road against division winner, great team. And it's just a hard route. It's possible. We've seen it done, but it's very unlikely.
It
it's
is
just
what
a harder
it is.
route.
You get what you earn. If that's what the Green Bay Packers earn based off the fact they do not win the division, then you have to be up for the task and you have to be up for the challenge. Based off this football team and what they've done this year, again, they've lost to the great football teams, but they've competed against a lot of these great football teams. They didn't really put together full games against the Vikings the first time and the Lions the first time, but they showed me yesterday they have exactly what they need in order to truly compete, and anything can happen in these games. So I'll bring it on. If that's what the case is, I'm buckling up and ready for the run.
800-990-3776. Beads in Milwaukee. Beads, you're up on Kyle Bruston-Nortman quickly before we get to break.
Blame time still?
Sure, it's your time.
All right, just making sure. Blame number 3 goes to the flag holder, a Detroit Lion fan, for distracting Matt LaFleur. We'll go to defensive pass rush. Defensive pass rush issue. I thought if we got 3 sacks in that game, took care of the ball, we'd win. Number 1, myself. I called him before. I told you guys I missed 3 games this year. I missed the first half of that game. Apparently they played like garbage. I saw the second half, so while they were starting to cook, I was trying to catch up.
Beads, no more excuses. You watch every second of every Packer game. No more excuses.
No volunteers. There were no volunteers at my daughter's theater final rehearsal. I got summoned.
Okay, well, that's a good
You get summoned by your wife?
Summoned by the West Bend Theater Company.
Oh, wow.
Oh, straight from the top.
What do they have on you?
Oh, they got dirt. I'm in parts unknown. You guys have a good day.
All right.
What a sign-off.
Parts unknown. That's Beads in Milwaukee. And if Beads and all of our fans and all of KBN Nation were smart, they should be listening to Brad Nortman as a great cure to the Packers' loss.
Yeah, guys, last night when I was watching that game, because carbless and football, it just goes together, and watching the green and golds included, I had myself a carbless to enjoy the ride, but then also help me a little bit.
Just easing the tension, baby.
I had one too, by the way.
Did you really?
Cranberry.
I had a cranberry last night too. I had a black raspberry. I had a cranberry, and when it got really tense, guys, I had a margarita. I had to go to the fan favorite, and guess what? Every single sip was delicious because I'm watching the green and gold, and I'm thinking, what's a drink that's a ready-to-drink cocktail, tastes delicious, is guilt-free, and made right here in the great state of Wisconsin? Well, it's carbless, of course. Nortman fridge in the estate full of carbless. You guys know the flavors that I love already. I love them all. Last night, the black raspberry, the cranberry, the margarita. I was tempted to do a Paloma, but I thought, you know what? It feels like a margarita night, so that's what I went with. But there's a flavor for everybody. I invite you to explore them all because some people like the fruit. Some people like the classic cocktail. There's something for everybody at different times. But not only that, guys, you know me. I look for healthy body, healthy mind. That's why I'm looking for a guilt-free experience when it comes to my carbless, and that's what they give me. Gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free. That means guilt-free. Every single aspect, from the initial to the last drink of carbless, is a wonderful experience. Life is about decisions. When you are going through the grocery store, you have a decision when you see the carbless right there. Decide like I do. Grab that carbless. You will not regret it. Discover why less is more with carbless.
Alex Strofe is wearing a half Wisconsin, half Marquette shirt. He's a big dork and loser that I love. We'll turn the mic over to him. Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe is next.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We start off with an accident on 94 southbound just past Layton Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so just watch out for that. Starting to back up through the Mitchell interchange. Other than that, eastbound 94 is backed up from just east of 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's got some backups right through the Stadium from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 41, watch for delays from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, not as cold, a low of 26. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy, breezy, mild, and a high of 43. Weather's brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, offering the perfect holiday gift, a memorable experience with the Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com, and happy holidays, Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozgon, 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Take the stress out of the holiday season with the Milwaukee Bucks. Get all your shopping done with Bucks deal season offers, featuring great gifts and limited time packages that even Scrooge will love. Score deals for everyone on your list, including yourself, from the Milwaukee Bucks and Pfizer Forum. 'Tis the season for cheer with your favorite deer. After all, there's no place like Pfizer Forum for the holidays. Shop the offers today at bucks.com/deal season.
On the actual day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a 12-pack of Lakefront, 11 Jims of Beaming, 10 Royals Crowning, 9 Johnny's Walking, 8 Wines of Sparkling, 7 Miller's Lighting, 6 Geese of Graying, 5 Chardonnays, 4 Spotted Cows, 3 Cabernets, 2 gift cards from just 1 trip to Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
It's the most wonderful time to bar crawl. Get ready for Milwaukee's 11th annual 12 Bars of Christmas on December 14th from noon to 5 p.m. 3 festive locations, Water Street, MLK Drive, and Brady Street, packed with holiday cheer. Your ticket includes a lanyard for food and drink specials, a holiday mug, and free entry at every stop, all while supporting Toys for Tots. Dust off your ugliest sweater, grab your friends, and join the city's biggest Christmas party. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Head to 12bocwi.com to grab yours now. 21 plus only. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm still barking because I'm still playing Underdog Fantasy. Despite the Packers' loss and my loss yesterday in Underdog Fantasy Sports, that is okay because I'm right back at it today with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And I want you to go to your app store and download it if you have not yet. And make sure when you do that, you sign up using promo code KBN. That is promo code KBN. And guess who's in action tonight? Oh, Giannis is in action. And guess who else is back? Chris Middleton is back as well. Chris Middleton is on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Yep, you heard that cash money sound because you want to get cash money with Chris Middleton today. And here's how you play Underdog Fantasy. You select multiple players from different teams. You select higher or lower on those player stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So if you want to say higher than 8.5 points for Chris Middleton tonight, you should do it. If you want to say higher than 3.5 rebounds for Chris Middleton tonight, you can do it. You want to say lower than 2.5 assist tonight on Chris Middleton, you can do that as well. I'm telling you, it is so fun and so easy to do. But remember, you have to select multiple players from different teams, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And always remember, when you sign up using promo code KBN with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's signing up using promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Must be 18 plus in present state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Conserve your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroph's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Kyle Bruston Ortman across ESPN Wisconsin with you, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. We're still taking your calls and texts to hear from you. What did you see last night? Is this team a Super Bowl contender or just 1 year away? Time now to hear from our producer, Alex Strofe, in Becoming Relevant.
Yeah, leverage plays are smart, in my opinion, specifically when it comes to negotiations. Bill Belichick, the former head coach of the New England Patriots, has been a media darling this football season. According to multiple reports...
Anyone else watch the Manning cast when he's on? I love it.
I've seen clips.
I was watching what was dubbed the overweight Manning cast last night with our friends Mark Tauscher, Brian Bulaga. We saw David Bakhtiari pop on.
Good.
It was great. David Bakhtiari calling it the overweight Manning cast. Thought that was terrific. Anyway, Bill Belichick, been the media darling, out of the league for a year. Interviewing, according to multiple sources, with the University of North Carolina for a college football head coaching position. I don't buy it for a second. I think it's a negotiation tactic. What do you guys make of that news?
Why the hell would Bill Belichick want to get into college football? That sounds horrible. It's got to be just like getting my name out there, PR play, as Strofe was sort of alluding to. Would you? Who would want to?
Yeah.
Why? I'm just like, what?
He is not coaching college football. You know what this is? When you're trying to be at the top of your game, you got to shake the rust off a little bit. He hasn't interviewed for a job in 25 years, something like that. Maybe less. Yeah, 25 years. So he's got to get back in the game when it comes to interviewing. He's getting his name out there. He's got to knock the rust off before the big dogs of the NFL start calling any interviews there. So he's just doing a little bit of warm up here for the big interviews for the NFL.
Yeah, keep that man away from all college campuses.
Because he got a young girlfriend?
24. Hell, I know what he's doing. He said, yeah, I'll fly to North Carolina.
So what
y'all gonna take me out?
Remember I talked about how Miami, Ohio, early in my recruitment was like, hey, 70% female, 30% male. They tell Bill Belichick, he'd be like, signed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, hey, don't tell me Bill Belichick doesn't know how to recruit college students.
No, he does.
Powerful.
He can evaluate. He's an evaluator.
He can evaluate talent.
Yeah, pass on that one, brother.
Crazy.
Stay where you at with the one you got. Love the one you with, man.
That's so good. Hey, in Kentucky, a bettor has placed one of the largest wagers on a regular season NFL game of all time.
Is this the Philadelphia money line?
Yeah, this is the Eagles money line over the Carolina Panthers. A bettor placed a $3.1 million wager on the Eagles to win outright. Would only net them $442,000 in profit.
Oh, wow.
$3.1 million wager, $442,000 in profit. Is there such thing as a sure thing in the NFL, despite the Eagles being 13.5-point favorites?
There's definitely not anything like a sure thing in the NFL. Any given Sunday, there's a reason why that's a thing. And even, I remember when I was on the Jags, and we went to play in the AFC Championship game that year. We were good that year. I think we won 13 games. We played the 0-16, ended up being the 0-16 Browns. We needed a last-second field goal to basically beat them. Any given week, even the trash teams can beat the good teams. Look, I get it.
Letdown spot.
Easy. In Carolina, they're sneaky playing better football.
They are.
So
this is stupid.
It is stupid.
Is anyone else rooting for Bryce Young now just because of this bet?
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be good for the Packers if the Eagles lose.
Yeah, I wish I had that type of money to blow. I really do. Like, I would say, well, I'm going to put this $4.5 million down. If I get the $400,000, bada boom, bada bang, I get $400,000, right?
But he has to bring $3.1 million in cash to the casino.
Yeah, man, they call that forget you money, is what they call that.
The thing is, this is like super nerdism me, but that's like what, a 12%? You just put that in the market for a year and a half, you should be good to go.
Brad, you don't understand. Not everyone has the same brain as you.
You could take $3 million and turn to $400,000 in the market.
Well, yeah, I mean, so
in 1 year,
10% of $3 million is $300,000. So $400,000 is what, like 12, 13%, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on average, the market gains
around
8,
10%.
9, 10%.
Sometimes higher, sometimes
it could go up,
lower,
it could go down,
but over 2 years, yeah.
In any given average 18 months, you're probably going to make 13, 14%.
I hate being poor.
Me too, Kyle. I don't know anything they're talking about right now.
That's not investment advice, by the way.
Yeah, you can't do that. Or maybe you can. You might actually be legally.
Well, actually, you should offer your services to this guy.
The problem is I'm held to a higher standard with those credentials, so I can't do that. I can't go out there and put because
why haven't you offered your services to Ben and I? We talk.
Yeah, here's the open invitation. Let's talk finance.
I tried bullying Brad into helping me do my taxes. I was like, "What's your price?"
I'm not interested in that.
That's not
well, what about financial advising? Is that something you can do?
Yeah, I would love to casually financially advise.
See how he adds the casually.
But I'm nervous.
Kyle and I could use the help.
I want to send Brad like some money and just be like, "Hey, invest it for me," and I'll give him some kickback on the back end.
Well,
I'll give you a hug on the back end.
Yeah,
that's 10%.
That's enough of that. Last thing for you fellas. Today's St. Nicholas Day. First thing I want to know is, as a child, did your parents give you stuff on St. Nick's Day?
Yes.
No.
Big St. Nick household.
So I would get very little. My birthday is tomorrow. Props to me for not mentioning that until halfway through the show.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Well,
birthday eve.
We need a YouTube exclusive of Brad giving financial advice.
Who said that?
Who would watch that?
Give the people what they want, baby.
I would.
4 views. That would have 4 views. Kyle,
Brad,
Brust, Strofe, and whoever just texted that in. 4 views. So Brad,
Lexi.
Yes, St. Nick's. You two know?
No.
Okay, you have a daughter. Did you celebrate St. Nick's today?
Bro, I was at a concert till midnight last night.
Let me rephrase the question. Did your fiance do anything for your daughter?
No.
Wow. You got to get better at that.
We only celebrate Christmas, right?
Yeah, I'm just worried.
Yeah, but that's just
I'm
like the little stuff.
Santa
guys,
Claus
I'm
comes
just
to our
worried
house.
about getting her Christmas gifts before Christmas this
What do you
year.
mean, Santa Claus?
Wait, what does that mean? Oh, your fiance.
Yeah. Santa comes for the baby
Have
girl.
you bought anything for your daughter yet, or is that all on your fiance?
Oh, that's all her.
Oh, dude, you got to step it up, brother.
No. Trust me, if I got something, she'd just be like,
Can I give you advice? Get her something, your daughter, get her something small and cute. Don't tell your fiance about it until you give it to your daughter. She'll love that.
Very smart.
Do you think she'll love that?
Yes. Strofe is a better boyfriend than you.
Yes, she'll love that.
Or not dad than you are.
Whoa. Don't be putting that on my name.
Kyle, you better watch your mouth.
I just said, that was a tremendous idea. He would have had both girls would have been happy.
Yeah. Yesterday I got home and both dogs waiting up for me. My daughter, my fiance, and my fiance goes, "Do you like that all 4 of us rely on you?" I was like, "You know what? Yes and no." Like,
that's a lot of pressure.
Yes, but gosh, now I gotta what comes with taking care of them is making sure I do Strofe's idea.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
I have another idea for you, real quick, because I know we're going to talk about the shirt my lovely girlfriend made for me, half Wisconsin, half Marquette. Your fiance went to Marquette. You went to Wisconsin. If I got your daughter a onesie that was split like this, would you let her wear it?
I'd learn how to start a campfire and put it in the wood.
Wow.
Put it in the wood?
Yeah, let it burn.
Ouch.
Let it burn.
Usher style.
Yeah, and at this point, my fiance went to the Final Four anniversary, and she got Badger gear, so she's a Badger now.
Full on Badger?
I mean, Brad, were you weren't here 2 years ago when the Badgers played the Marquette at Fiserv, and it was a whole ordeal where I was like, you're not wearing Marquette stuff. Like, I played for the team, blood, sweat, and tears. We are family now. You support me. And I had said, if she would have played for Marquette women's basketball, I would have worn Marquette women's basketball stuff, but she didn't. So she supports me.
So what'd she wear? That game 2 years ago.
I believe the word was forced her to wear?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to say. She played it up, too. She's full of crap.
I just remember that was the all-time angriest I have ever heard callers at Ben Brust.
I know, they were mad. Wow. Everyone was trying to control my relationship that I'm controlling.
Specifically, our woman audience was very angry.
Oh, for sure.
And they should have been mad.
You don't want
she had their own mind.
John in Milwaukee.
I believe
ladies
the word
of KBN
forced was
Nation.
used quite a bit.
John in Milwaukee, quickly. What is this massive step in my redemption arc?
Well, look here, man. You threw your fiance's food away yesterday. If you got your baby girl a little treat, that'll be a huge step in the Ben Brust comeback story. Think about that.
Great point.
Comeback story.
Siri, set reminder for tonight with a couple beverages to make a couple tipsy purchases for Christmas. Thank you.
It's a really long reminder. He tried to do the Kyle thing. It
didn't.
Spiral.
It spiraled. She added that. A reminder, add a couple beverages to make a couple tipsy purchases for Christmas.
Nice.
7 p.m.
There you go.
Hey, listen,
Good job, Siri.
No joke.
How about that?
It's going to work too. Guess what, boys?
What's that?
It's Gina Della from Pella's birthday today. Oh, happy birthday. Sent her a wonderful text message. Already have gifts planned for Gina, which probably makes me an even worse fiance that I have gifts planned for Gina, but not my own fiance for Christmas. But she's got gifts for you.
I get that's the Gina Della from Pella effect. And I want you to experience the Gina Della from Pella effect. And then she's going to give you a gift. It's her birthday. She's giving you the gift. Take advantage of this deal from Pella right now. Windows as low as $19 per month and patio doors as low as $81 per month. You can transform your home with simple, low monthly payments that Pella's looking to work with you on. Any budget, any plan, they can make affordable, they can make it work for you. But this ends at the end of the year, so you got to act in 2024 before the real cold of winter really comes to Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com, or when you talk to them, tell them KBN sent you. They love us over there.
Kyle Bruston-Nortman, across ESPN Wisconsin. More Alex Strofe conversation and Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions on the other side. Don't you go anywhere.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do have some delays starting off with southbound 41 slowing down from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Also some delays on southbound 43 from just south of Capitol all the way down towards Locust. And then again from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Westbound 94 backed up out of the Marquette all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard, with the eastbound side hitting the brakes a bit, 76th Street to Holly Road, and then again through the Stadium Interchange. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Partly cloudy, not as cold. A low of 26. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy, breezy and mild. High of 43. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Rick, describe some of our wow Christmas gifts while Sarah and I name the prices and add a little commentary.
Okay. A 1.5 carat total weight diamond bolo bracelet.
Amazingly unique. Just $1,598.
Half carat total weight inside outside diamond hoop earrings.
Just $698.
1 carat total weight is just $898.
A fabulous 3 carat oval created diamond.
But we only have a few of these.
Just $3,998.
A 1 carat total weight created diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $898.
We also have the big 1 carat total weight natural diamond tennis bracelet for just $1,798.
And from now until Christmas, we have 18 months same as cash financing.
With approved credit.
And a delightful gift for you with every purchase of at least $300.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Fellas, get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Open 7 days a week, even Sundays. Walk in anytime, and our talented stylist will get you ready for the big game. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ran it back.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the Sports Book is a great spot. I mean, you might have been there watching it yesterday. It was probably electric until the end. Because it's got the 2,000 square foot video wall, seating for 200, amazing food. After the weekly wager on Wednesdays from 6 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN, I've been walking away with the Caesar chicken wrap. And it's just, I mean, the food quality, like, sometimes you get a wrap, and you're like, oh, I'm getting a wrap, I'm healthy, and the chicken might be this, that, and you're like, oh, my stomach hurts. Stomach is amazing because the food quality is amazing and it tastes amazing. So check out Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Build your bets at paysbig.com/sportsbook. It is an amazing place that once you go once, you're going to want to go back more and more and more. Just gamble responsibly. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Now, Brad, I just want you to pull up your tweet yesterday, if you may, because Jim Rutledge, who'll be joining us shortly on Jim, Matt, and Molly from 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
Oh, they're working today.
Yeah, they are. It's
good.
How about shock. We should also give a shout out to Molly Brown, as she gave birth to twins.
Hey, Miss Molly.
Everybody's healthy.
Everyone's good. Everyone's healthy. So that being said, Jim Rutledge responded to you as you tweeted this last night after the game.
Yeah, when the game was over, I was just reflecting on the scenario, and I said this. Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down at the end of the game versus the Packers was the ultimate compliment and sign of respect to Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. Here's why I say that.
Math LaFleur.
I said Math LaFleur. I was in the heat of the moment. I rattled it off. Autocorrect put it in as Math LaFleur, which I kind of like that nickname, by the way. We'll see if that sticks. Matt LaFleur, a.k.a. Math LaFleur. Listen, I know that he likes to go for on 4th down. He proved that all game. However, how many times have we seen, whether it be Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, I'm not saying Jordan Love are those quarterbacks yet, but the same philosophy is there to where too much time is left on the clock and it burns you. Dan Campbell knew this. He thought of this, and he said, you know what? Not only am I going to go for on 4th down because that's who I am, but I want to make sure that Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur do not get that opportunity. I do not want to give them too much time on the clock. Therefore, it is worth the risk of going for it to end the game. Because worst case scenario is I give them time with the ball and they go and finish this game off and they break the hearts like so many great quarterbacks and great offensive minds have done before that. So Jim Rutledge, he commented on it and he basically was saying to me, you know what? Is it more that or is it more their DNA? Because they did that all game, Mr. Brad Nortman. And I said, look, there's a difference between doing it in the 3rd quarter or whenever and doing it when the game is literally on the line. And then, and I plan to bring this up to him, my man Jim Rutledge went ahead, took my quotes, didn't give me credit for the comment, didn't give me comment for the thought, and he did his own little poll on it on
Plagiarism.
Twitter. Plagiarism.
Wouldn't
me no
expect
credit.
anything better from a Bears fan.
I know, so I'm going to bring that up to Jim and say, Jim, I get it. If you have a different stance, I invite that. But give your boy a little bit of credit on Twitter, right? Put my Twitter handle in there. So that was my take, though.
How about this? As a real-life example, not Jordan Love, but Green Bay Packers related. Very, identical timing of what the game would be. September 26, 2021, week 3 of the NFL. The Green Bay Packers go down 27-28 after a Kyle Juszczyk 12-yard pass. How much time was left? 37 seconds. I think that would have been identical if they would have kicked the Jake Bates field goal. I think there was 41 seconds. It's usually 4 seconds a field goal. There would have been 37 seconds left. Mason Crosby ends up, after 6 plays in 37 seconds, kicking a field goal to win 30-28. Devontae Adams had 2 catches over the middle. I think the Packers might have had timeouts to go over the middle. But even outside of the Rodgers, you see it all over the NFL all the time of teams coming back because the legs of the kickers. McManus was indoors, so it could have been a 55 to 58 yarder he could have attempted. You start at the 30, quick pass out of bounds, boom, 11 yards. Find one down the middle, spike it. Again, there's opportunities with 37 seconds left. So I heard Tausch say it. I heard Wilde say it on Wilde and Tausch, and I'm with Brad. I wholeheartedly agree. Not every 4th down is created equal. And in that moment, Dan Campbell, although he went for it 4 other times before that, was saying to himself, I want to end the game. And I wholeheartedly believe that it's partial respect to the Packers and what the NFL has turned to, but partial to it's in his DNA.
Yeah, he wanted to end the game. That's what it came down to. He said, you know what, fellas? We went into this game. We said we're going to win it with our offense, understanding with their defense being depleted. So he said, you know what? 2 10s in the bucket. Run the ball. Let's get this first down and let's end this game. And that's exactly what they did. So hats off to them.
We'll talk to the plagiarizer himself, Jim Rutledge of Jim, Matt, and Molly. Joins us for a little crosstalk before they're up next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and